Alrighty, YouTube. Adjust this here. Put the light right in my face, and we're ready. Okay, cool. So we're just gonna wait a few more minutes for some people to tune in here, and then we can get started. What's up? What's up? Waiting a few minutes here. Some people are gonna tune in a bit, and we'll be ready to go. So first off, how I like to start these like little live streams, I like to start off with some Q&As, then we end with Q&As, and in the middle of this live stream, we can talk about the processes that we need to go through in order to build your business, how to become more successful in your filmmaking careers, and how to build above that. So first off, what I tell everybody who asks me, Josh, how do you start filmmaking? How do you become an entrepreneur? How do you start your own business in this field? For one thing, especially in Los Angeles or New York, in heavily populated areas where media plays a big role, it's very difficult to establish yourself. So when you first decide that filmmaking is your dream job and you want to be an entrepreneur, run your own business doing film, first off, you have to just break it down really simply and just ask yourself, what kind of videos do you want to be producing? What kind of videos do you want to be filming? What kind of clients do you want to work with? After you start deciding what sort of things you want to be doing, that's when you take the next step. The next step is establishing yourself, spreading your spreading your work through word of mouth and getting on the internet, Vimeo, YouTube, building a website, and start establishing yourself, building a foundation for your work, for your business. When I first started off, I thought all of that was BS. I never wanted a website. I never thought I needed one. And my brother, who was 9 years older than me, he's a very successful public speaker. And he's the one who actually helped me build a website and actually told me what I needed to do in order to properly establish myself as an entrepreneur and as a filmmaker running my own business called Momentum Productions. So these levels of establishment are so important. Building a website, deciding who you want to work with, who you want to work for, what kind of videos do you want to produce. That's such a great way to start. And obviously, by this time, you should have your equipment already ready with you. But if you don't, that's okay. These are baby steps, right? So I first started off with a little Canon camcorder. It was one of those little Vixias. And my first step into getting into the field and experiencing what filmmaking really is doing a whole bunch of gigs for free. Internships whenever I can find one, wherever I can find one. So gigs for free, especially in the beginning. If you're a beginning filmmaker, gigs for free. Now, it's not only a great experience for you, but when you're doing free gigs, it also tells the client that, oh, he's doing this for free, I can't expect much. That's a really big deal, because if you start off in the beginning charging all this money and then your product sucks, then you're going to be in trouble. You're going to ruin your reputation. All it takes is one person to be unhappy with your work, and your reputation is ruined. So you cannot leave any client unhappy. They all have to be happy. So free work in the beginning is crucial. That's how I learned. I wasn't always knowledgeable. I wasn't always good with a glide camera. I needed work, I needed experience to build up my reputation. So my first job, I did a wedding, I did whatever job, the client was whatever with it. But she didn't really go against me because it was free. So then I started charging a little bit after I started getting more comfortable using my camera. I got a 5D Mark II, then I upgraded, got another professional TV camera called the Canon XF305, which is basically extinct now. It's a very old camera now. And as time moved on, I started charging slightly more. I began to pocket more cash, and I've been using that cash all into my business. Rarely did I ever keep the cash for myself to pay for my expenses. At times, especially in the beginning, if you're running your own business, all the cash you get has to go right back into the business. So that's exactly how I ran my business. If you go to that show Shark Tank, every investor on that show tells you that in the first couple of years of your business, when you start off your business, you're going to make zero money. You have to take all of that revenue that you're making and put it right back into the business. Keep fueling the business. That way you expand, you grow, and then once you feel like you have all of the equipment you need, once you feel like you have all the other things that you need, that's when you can start getting profit, net profit. That's when you start building income. Okay, so that's a little bit of the business side when you're running your own business. Okay, let's see if we have any questions here. Let me go into the live stream. Okay. We have a very weird thumbnail, don't we? I don't know why it's very strange. Okay, let's take a look at some of the comments here. Everyone's saying hi guys. Shabit Rawat, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right, is saying, Sir, hi, how are you? First of all, I'm thankful for your tutorial, helps me a lot, sir. Can you tell me how is Zhiyun crane for A6300 to give stable footage with a 50mm lens? So Zhiyun Tech is, for those of you who don't know, it's a gimbal company. For those of you who don't know what a gimbal is, it's basically an electronic stabilizer. So basically, I can move the camera in any direction and the movements will remain stable. So Zhiyun Tech, great company. I don't have any of their equipment, but I've watched equipment reviews. I think they do good. The company that I go with though is Kane TV. That equipment I actually have and I own, and I have one of their gimbals, the Kane TV Argo. And they also make pistol grip gimbals. They're actually releasing a brand new one on the 20th of June called the Kane TV Profit. It's a little more expensive than the Zhiyun crane. However, it has more features. For example, more powerful motors. They can be rigged onto a whole bunch of different things. So you're paying that premium for those features. So Zhiyun Tech is great, but it's not future-proof. However, Kane TV Profit is future-proof because it can be attached to a bunch of different, it can be attached to a crane, jib, drone, doesn't matter. It also has a bunch of different rigs you can attach it to. You can attach it to a ring, you can attach it to a regular dual handle, or you can attach it to a pistol grip. So that's a big advantage when you're going with the Kane TV Profit. But if you want to do like the Kane TV Argo, that's the gimbal that I use. I like that dual handle. Those other options that are available for the Kane TV Profit need to be bought separately. So you have to buy the ring, the dual handle separately. The only thing that the Kane TV Profit does not have that the Kane Argo has is a wireless a wireless receiver for video transmission. I think that's a pretty good plus, and also I believe the Kane TV Argo allows you to attach a follow focus. The Kane Profit I don't think allows you to do that, but I'll double check with you right now. Having a follow focus is a pretty big deal, especially if you're working in a crew, because somebody can help you out with focus. Let me see the close-ups here. Yeah, so the Kane TV Profit does not have any attachments or any possibility of attaching a follow focus system. Zhiyun Tech also doesn't have any gimbals that allow you to attach a follow focus system. So the Kane TV Argo does. It has special rails that come with the system and are built into the system. Like you're allowed to attach your own accessories. The King TV Profit doesn't have that feature, and neither does the Zwintech. So that's why I went with the King TV Argo, because it has all of those features already there. And it has the same motors, same power as the King TV Profit. And it's still more powerful than the Zwintech crane. So I hope I answered your question there. STIJN 2001 says, I come from the Netherlands. All right, Netherlands, what's up? Stripper Juice says, that's a funny username. Stripper Juice says, hi Josh, best budget audio setup for the GH4. Tell me what your budget is, and I'll tell you the best audio gear you can get. Tushar Shah, hi sir, is Flycam HD3000 good for stabilization? So my first stabilizer that I ever bought was a Flycam, and within 2 days I returned it. I was just extremely unhappy with the Flycam. So I don't recommend Flycam, simply because I went through that whole process. The quality was not there, and I was just very unhappy with it. Check out this company called Lang, L-A-I-N-G, L-A-I-N-G. Check them out, they're on eBay. Very good stabilizers. Stripper Juice says, also I saw your video on the Elangu S60T. Would you recommend this? Would you still recommend this? I never did a review on that stabilizer. I never did a review. It was probably either a Wieldy or a Lang stabilizer. Those are the ones that I own. Thomas, hey man, how you doing? Shabit is asking or telling me, thanks a lot sir for answering me a question, sort out my confusion about the King TV and Zwintech crane. Also please suggest best slider in which I can use a telephoto lens. Okay, so let me know how long do you want the slider to be? Length is a pretty big deal. I have 4 sliders. I have a 2-foot slider, I have 2 4-foot sliders, and I have 1 3-foot slider. So I have quite a few sliders here. All of them are fantastic. Some of them are cheaper than others, but I have one slider that costs, just the rails cost $400. So that's probably my most expensive slider that I have. And then it has motor attachments, it has all these attachments to it, and it's around $1,200–1,300. It's made in Poland. So it's a very, very good system. I highly recommend it. It's called the Varanus system, Varanus S3. Check out the website at varanus.eu. They're a European company, as I said. So they're based in Poland, and everything that comes from Poland is made in Poland from that company. So they designed it and they manufactured it. So that's why it comes at such a big price, but it's worth it. Okay. So yeah, let me know how long you want the slider to be, and I'll recommend you one. So if you want one with a telephoto lens, you probably want a slider. The smoothest slider I have is probably that one from Poland. So varanus.eu, check out that website. They make a fantastic slider. Also, later on in the summer, a company called Waterbird, I believe they're based out of Germany, they're sending me their prototype slider. It's actually a bendable slider. So if you can hold off on getting a slider, wait until I review that Waterbird slider. It's also fully automated. There's motors, so you don't even have to touch it if you don't want to. But it's bendable. So that's brand new technology. It basically works off of these metal links that are able to bend. So stay tuned for that review because it's coming. Okay. Tom is asking how am I? How are you? I'm well, Tom. Thank you. How are you? Photoconto says that he has the Flycam HD5000 and he used it for a few projects and he feels like it's a mess and needs 100% accurate balance to get it working and balancing. It takes so much time. I mean, every Steadicam I've used, every camera stabilizer I use needs 100% balance, but the Flycam was just a nightmare to balance. As soon as I would balance one axis, another axis would go out of balance. So I was having those issues. It's a quality control issue with Flycam. I feel like the concept is fantastic, but quality control is a big mess with that system. So I hope that they just transitioned from India to Canada. So I think they're manufacturing things in a different facility. So hopefully the quality got better. But yeah, if they reach out to me and they send me a stabilizer, I would love to review their newly manufactured stabilizers. Tusha Shaw is asking, what should be the best budget gimbal? What is your budget? Let me know what you're willing to spend and I'll tell you what the best budget gimbal is. Super Juice is saying that his audio budget is $100 to $200 for the GH4. What would be the best setup? Thanks for answering. So I like Rode microphones, so check out Rode.com. I forgot the name of the microphone. Oh, it's the stereo video mic. Stereo video mic. I believe that one's around, you can get it probably used on eBay for around 200, maybe less. So the Rode is a great company to go with. By the way, guys, one of the newest features on YouTube is that you can send me a super chat. So you see that $ icon under the comment section. The super chat is basically a donation you make to the channel, and I use all of the funds from that to purchase new equipment to review. Not all of the stuff I get is sponsored. So some of the stuff I do have to pay for simply for these review videos. So if you can send me a few dollars in super chats, that would be fantastic, because then I'll be able to review more gear and then I'll be able to give it away. Because some of the gear that I have I don't need and I can just give it away to you guys. So the more super chats I get, more equipment I get, the more stuff I give away. So keep that in mind. And also, if I helped you with any advice, I want to keep everything as free as possible. Super chats help me and allow me to do that. Okay, Shabit Rawat. Sir, is there any way by which I can reduce noise in post-production? Yes, so there's a few ways. There's a few ways in removing noise in post-production. One of the best software that I've seen for noise reduction is what we call Neat Video, or what they call themselves, Neat Video. Look it up on Google, neatvideo.com. I think that's their website as well. So far, that was the best software I've seen for removing noise. I've had some pretty bad times when I had the 5D Mark II. I shot in really bad areas when it came to light, and Neat Video cleaned it up very well. So check out neatvideo.com. I believe that's their website. That's so far the best software I've used for noise reduction. Tusha Shaw is asking 12 to 15,000 RS, around 225 US. That's my budget. Okay, that's a great budget. Lang Gimbal. You can find it on eBay. On eBay. It's around that price, so it fits right into your budget. Lawrence Kleinlein, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Is the 24 to 70 millimeter or the 16 to 35 millimeter better for video on a crop sensor camera? Since you're on a crop sensor camera, probably ASPC or ASCPC, I forgot the order of the letters, but basically that's a 1.6 crop factor, meaning that on a full frame camera, if we took a 24 millimeter lens and put it on a crop sensor camera, 24 times 1.6, that would be your focal length. So the wider the lens, in my opinion, the better if you're shooting on a crop sensor. So 16 mil, let's do some math here. Calculator, so 16 mil times 1.6 will get you 25 millimeter lens, which is pretty good. I think that's a good beginning focal length. And that's way better than having a 24 times 1.6. That's way better than having a 38mm lens, because that's what you would be getting if you got the 24 to 70. So yeah, get the 16. That's approximately 24-25 millimeters, and that's a good, semi-wide angle lens. Any more questions, my friends? Wow, I answered all of them. I'm good. I am good. Again, if I answered your question and you learned something from me, throw me a super chat. The donations, all donations go to the channel. They allow me to get new equipment and review it for you. So any donations, you guys obviously get priority when answering questions and all that good stuff. So yeah. Shabit Rawat is asking, sir, I have a confusion on S-Log of Sony camera. There is no good tutorial about S-Log, which tells me the settings for S-Log shoot. Please guide me or help me for S-Log settings. So, do you know how to set your camera in S-Log? Do you answer me that question? If you already know how to shoot in S-Log, that's the biggest step. When it comes down to settings, I leave everything at 0. Contrast, sharpness, everything at 0. I feel like that's natural and flat, and I'm able to do more post-production with those settings. So when you're shooting in S-Log, obviously manual aperture. Never put it on auto aperture. Shooting in S-Log, I'm able to get very nice dynamic range. So when it's extremely bright outside and I don't have an ND filter with me, I can go into post-production and I can stop down the light very easily in post. So in S-Log, shoot everything in manual. Shutter speed should be dependent on your frame rate. So if you're shooting at 30, shoot at 1/60th, 60, 1/120th. This allows you to get the cleanest images possible. So keep everything at 0 on S-Log. I was pretty happy with the results I got shooting on S-Log on the A7R2 and the A7S. So I think those are pretty good settings to start with. Any more questions, guys? I'll answer one more question and we'll call it a live stream. Okay. One more question, guys. Any more questions? I just need one more question. I will not be satisfied with this live stream until I get that one last question in. Do we have it yet? Could be about anything related to filmmaking. I have to say that because I've had some really weird questions in the past. But yeah, ask me, guys, as many questions as you can during these live streams because that's how you learn. But yeah, I just need one more question. One more. No? Seriously? Did I answer all of your questions? That was easy. This was one of the easiest live streams I've ever done. Photocanto, thank you so much for your donation, man. I really appreciate it. You are the man. Thanks a lot, sir. Best converter metabones for Sony a6300. I don't have the Sony a6300. But I use a $100 adapter converter for my EF lenses to E lenses. It's called the FOTGA, F-O-T-G-A. It's a Chinese adapter. It's electronic. Sometimes the focus works, sometimes it doesn't, but the aperture always works, and I'm happy with that. So I don't have any Metabones adapters. I never needed one, and they're a little bit overpriced, in my opinion. Tom Deck. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. What can I buy? Where can I think you're asking, where can you buy a microphone? Rode.com is a great place to start. Arts and Mage Inc. How do you keep focus with using something like a Zhiyun crane? I made a video on this. I made a tutorial video on this on my YouTube channel. Let me send you a link. I show you step by step what to do. The thumbnail for this live stream came out really weird. But let me show you this link. If you want to learn how to focus with the gimbal, that's how you do it. That's how you do it. Any more questions, guys? Arts and Mage Inc. just subscribed. Thanks, man. I really appreciate it. But yeah, that's how I focus. That's what I use when I want to focus. I'm just trying to check something here. So yeah, I hope that works. Now that we're getting more people involved, I can stay on this live stream longer with you guys. Okay, fantastic. Tell me more. What are some of your concerns with filmmaking? What are some more of your questions? Let's keep answering stuff, guys. Absolutely love it. Tom Deck is asking, how old are you? I'm 24. I am 24 years young. But yeah. And I've been doing film stuff for 7 years, give or take 6-7 years, something like that. Dom says that he's 13, I believe, right? You're 13 years old. Great. I'm happy that you're watching this video then. You'll get a head start in life because we talk about business, filmmaking, all that good stuff. So I'm happy about that. Dun, 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 dun. Tom says that he is French. Any more questions, guys? Any more? Again, if I helped you, super chats help me. So that's like a nice return. Again, any donation. Photocanto has been a really great donator, so I appreciate his donations. Photocanto is asking, do you have any idea about Canon to Sony adapter which can do video autofocus? So the best one, unfortunately, is Metabones. And why I say unfortunately is because it's very expensive. The adapter I have is $100. The autofocus is very slow, but Metabones is pretty good with autofocus. But yeah, when it comes to autofocus, you're gonna have to go with Metabones. Tisha Shaw, hi sir, can we do a good color grading in Final Cut Pro in comparison to Final Cut Pro 7? I never had Final Cut Pro 7. I have Final Cut Pro 10. But not 7. And I did a color correction tutorial already on my channel. I tell you it's drone footage, but it's the same process for any other camera. Check out my YouTube channel. I have hundreds of videos, guys. So check out it's one of my newer tutorial videos. So check it out and I'll show you step by step on how to color grade. Photocontest says that the one is not doing autofocus in video recording. So the Metabones version 3 or version 4 is supposed to do autofocus during recording of video, if I'm not mistaken. But if Metabones doesn't do it, then no other adapter will. I don't have Metabones, so I can't offer you that advice, but I have a buddy of mine who does have a Metabones adapter and everything. He seems to be happy with everything. But check out this other company called Fotga. They make decent adapters when you're on a budget, and it's worked so far. Photoconto says, let's try the Mark IV then. You have the Mark III. Sell the Mark III. You can get a few $100 for it. And then the Mark IV should be good. Johan Dahlstrom, what do you think about the Leolango 60 Glide Cam? I never owned it, so I can't give you my advice on it. It looks like a generic stabilizer to the other ones I've seen, but I've never held it, I've never used it, so I can't give you my direct advice on whether or not I like it. Tusher Shaw is asking, hi, will the new DJI Spark, can the new DJI Spark replace the Phantom 3? No, it can't. Phantom 3 has a better camera. But they stopped making the Phantom 3. They make only the Phantom 4s now. So, yeah, Phantom 3 is no longer being made. I also made a video telling people why I would rather use the DJI Mavic than the DJI Spark. I have a video on that. I have a sneeze coming. I feel a sneeze coming. Give me a second. Oh, excuse me. Okay. It's a random sneeze. Any more questions, guys? Another question I'm getting. Do I have the GH5? No, I have the GH4. I will not be upgrading to the GH5 simply because I want the Sony A7S Mark III, which should be coming out in like around winter time. The GH5 just doesn't have enough features for me to transfer over from the GH4. I need my low light. The GH5 doesn't have the low light features that the A7S series does. So I'm keeping my GH4 as a vlogging camera. I'm pretty happy with that decision. It's a really nice vlogging camera, in my opinion. Another option was to sell the GH5 or GH4 that I have and get a Sony RX100 Mark IV. That's another possibility. I might get the RX100 Mark IV. I think the Mark V is out too. And they're about the same price as the GH4. So that's interesting. Sony RX100. Yeah, Mark V. Yeah, it's out. It's about $1,000. It's about for the price of the GH4 that I have right now. I can get an RX100. I might lose a little bit of money, like $100-200, simply because of eBay fees. But yeah, that's maybe a possibility. The only problem is you can't change lenses on the RX100. Excuse me. I went to the dentist today really early in the morning, so I'm a little bit sleepy. Yeah, it's $1,000, $998 exact. But it's a great looking camera. I might go to Best Buy later and play with it. Maybe I might buy it today. But yeah, if you want a good vlogging camera, RX100, woo. My brother has it and I love it. Just never got a chance to play around with that camera. But yeah. I think that we answered all of your questions. I think now you guys are just listening to me babble. But yeah, please, I should have another Q&A or live stream on Thursday. I try to do these at least twice a week. That way I can engage with you guys and you can ask me questions right on camera. So yeah, now that we have a halt in questions being asked right now, I'll go ahead and cut the live stream. But thank you guys so much. Again, if you have a few bucks to throw to this channel, that would be fantastic. I use it for new gear reviews and all that good stuff. So you can either do that through super chats, or you can go to my channel directly and donate through there. So thank you guys so much for watching. Remember, continue leaving comments on this video, because as soon as it goes off, I still get all the comments. So I'll be able to answer this in future live streams as well. So thank you guys so much for watching. Have fun filmmaking, and stay tuned for my next video that will be coming out soon. All right, guys, take care. Bye-bye.